special thank you to our fine arts department over here, Ms. Hallbauer, Dr. Thomas, and Dr. Bullock. Thank you very much for bringing your students. It's always wonderful to have you all here to kick off our counselor's breakfast each year. So enjoy breakfast. Give them a hand, please. I'm so excited that you all are here, and I'm very, very excited to introduce our chancellor, Dr. Michelle Carter. She'd like to come up here and welcome you this morning.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you for being here this morning. I know that you all are very, very busy. This is a busy time of the year, spring, getting students ready to finish school and on the way off to college, the workforce, or whatever pathway they've chosen. And so we know that your time is valuable, so I won't be before you long. I just wanted to express my gratitude, and in the present environment, just really encourage you in the work that you do, because it's very important work. And so there are lots of things going on, and as much as possible, we shut out the noise, right? So that we can focus on taking care of our students. So I encourage you in that. I would also like to thank Dr. Buckley and Dr. Hawkins for being here. I know this is a counselor's appreciation breakfast, but your presence here speaks volumes about your commitment to the work that our collective teams are doing. So thank you for being here. Counselors and CTC staff, thank you for the work that you do together in supporting our students. Thank you so much. And we know today it takes a village. So in addition to the services that we have on our respective campuses, we also have communities and schools here, because community schools plays a huge role in supporting our students, especially our at-risk youth. So where's communities and schools? Thank you for being here. At this time, for those of you who don't know, the newest addition to our leadership team is Dr. Tamara Clunis. She is our Vice Chancellor for Instruction and Workforce Education. She's been here less than a year, but she brings with her a wealth of experience and knowledge at both the state level, having worked at Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, Amarillo College, and a couple of other institutions. And so we are so grateful and fortunate to have her on board. So everyone, please welcome Dr. Tamara Clunis. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Dr. Garrett. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, here we go.
I have to put the mic back down, sorry. I'm actually gonna take this off. Well, again, good morning. I'm Robin Garrett. I'm the Vice Chancellor of Academic and Student Success here at Central Texas College. And again, I welcome you and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here to learn more about what we have to offer at CTC. How many of you have never been to a counselor's breakfast before? Wonderful, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. How many of you, is this your first time on Central Texas College campus? A couple? Okay, good, good. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. We're proud to have you. We're proud to show you around if you have some time. With that being said, all of our guests received a goodie bag, as you always do every single year. And within that goodie bag is always a special gift from our graphics department. Our students made these, and it's in your bag. And it's talking about on there, welcome to what's next. That's what we're doing at CTC. We're taking our students and showing them what's next for them. And so hopefully today, when you hear all of our departments speak about their programs, they're so excited to be here, by the way. You'll see what's next for your students, and you'll be able to share what you learned here and direct them to more information as you learn more about what we've got to offer. I wanted to give you an overview of 2 slides that I recently had the opportunity to borrow from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. I was at a meeting last week, and these two slides, they say a lot, and they pertain a lot to what you do. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the first set of slides, the pay for liberal arts and sciences and general studies, but what they were showing here was that with a 2-year degree, after 5 years post-grad, your students, if they went into the health professions, that's the second group, could make $72,900. Or even in construction trades, $72,000. So there's a place for everybody, and there's a place for everyone here at CTC. They can take the liberal arts route, the transfer route, and still make $50,000 after 5 years at post-grad, or over $60,000, 10 years, depending on where they go, obviously. But I wanted to show you this to show how important our 2-year education is at Central Texas College. Then the other thing I wanted to show you from their slides was the fact that they say that 85% of the Texas residents did not achieve any kind of higher education degree, certificate, or something like that in Texas. And we are second to last in the nation. Now, that's not saying they didn't come to college, because I'm going to show you some numbers that are really good in a moment. But 46% of our employers still can't fill vital jobs. And that's what CTC is here to do. We're here to help the students get what they need to get a job and be successful, or go transfer and then be successful. So 2 years ago, I didn't do this last year at the Counselor's Breakfast, but 2 years ago, I gave you some information about your the transfers from your high schools into college. And this has how many come to Central Texas College, and how many are found in higher ed, how many high school graduates you have, and how many are actually found in higher ed. You can see, and I've got another slide for Colleen because it takes up a whole page, but you can see that the work you are doing is improving. You can see that when I reported back in 2020, Copperas Cove, that in 2020, well, I presented this 2 years ago, but it was 2020 data, that Copperas Cove had about 32.5% coming into higher ed. Now it's almost 40%. So you can see the improvement of the work. And this is work from the this is information from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. And of course, it's 2023 data, but they're always behind. And I showed Marble Falls and Florence. Marble Falls kind of stayed even. Florence went up. Now here's Killeen. They have an average district attainment or attending higher ed of close to 36%. Some of the schools are as high as 55%, which is amazing. And you can see the increase. Look at what Ellison did. They went from 33.8 to 41.1. And Harker Heights, 39.3 to 48.2. I mean, these are incredible numbers. And that's due to the work you're doing and our recruiters are doing, which I'm going to segue into their presentation in a moment, but to inform your students about what higher ed is and what they need to do and get them here or somewhere. So these numbers are impressive, and I congratulate you on the work you're doing. Give yourselves a hand. So this presentation of today, it's very, very tight, and you're going to have one after another of our department chairs coming up. We're going to have a panel of our student services and student success team and other areas of the college to answer your questions. And we're going to move this through. We'll have a short break, but please don't escape after the break, because it's a dynamic presentation from all of our CTE professionals after break. So without further ado, now I guess we're going to bring up my, let's see, where are we going? Yes, Chandra and Jeff for the recruitment fast track. Kim, you're coming up? Okay. This is Kimberly Christian. She's the director of the recruitment department.
can see you back there.
Hello, everyone. You probably don't know me as well as you do Jeff Pyatt and Chandra Williams, but we are part of the recruitment and outreach team here at CTC. I appreciate the time that you give us in the schools to talk to your students, to inform them about the options that they have at CTC. I believe that we provide value, good value. We are a good way to transition students to higher ed. We are of good value to give students the experience and the information they need to either begin a career and enter the workforce. So thank you for that. I hope you realize that community, sometimes that word community, there's a stigma attached, but there shouldn't be, really. So thank you. I had some slides, but we talked about that, pardon me, last counselor's breakfast. So I just wanted to introduce myself and thank you. I know that y'all have so much work to do, and the time that you give to us to coordinate fast track in the schools is much appreciated. So thank you. I did want to say that part of our recruiting is telling our stories about how we got to college. And I think it resonates with students when we talk about our path. I am CTC, I went to CTC, and it was my transition to higher ed as well. So thank you for your time. Jessica.
Thank you so much. Our recruiters, I'm sure Jeff, are you in the room? There's Jeff. I'm sure many of you know Jeff. He's in your schools day in and day out, and he works closely with you. If you have any questions or any needs for us to come at any time, we can arrange that and we can be out there. Right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to get right into the presentations of our departments. So the first one up is Brent Royster. Thank you, Royster. You ready?
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's great to be here, isn't it? I enjoyed that breakfast. Probably looks like it. My name is Dr. Brent Royster. I am the chair of not the English department, but the communications department. Now, if you've ever been to any other higher education establishment, you've noticed that usually there's the English department. You send them to the English department, right? I'm hoping you do. But just keep in mind here, it's the communications department because we do a whole lot. We are the, the Swiss Army knife of the various communications. So our department has the English degree and also speech. We have an Associate of Arts in communications. We have our foreign languages that many of our students will be taking before they go to their bachelor's degree. We also have developmental studies to help folks along if they need a little bit of a boost before they get into the college classes. We offer that as well. And then finally, we offer English as a second language. So again, we do lots in the communications department, and I think we've got a heck of a group that do it. Okay, so you see here, I marked that out. It's the communications department, right? So we have expert instructors who specialize in composition, literature, and creative writing. Everyone that enters the college for a degree and many other programs require Composition 1 as their base. So we have 14 instructors face-to-face that teach composition, but we also have SCADs. That's my favorite word, SCADs, of online instructors that teach composition as well. We have dynamic learning across a variety of platforms and locations. So you will probably see us in the community, but you'll also see us in the classrooms face-to-face. You'll also see us online or virtually. And I also believe that if you have rockstar English teachers in your sites, we can help you teach them or bring them up to speed to teach our classes too. So multiple delivery modalities, in-person classes, hybrid classes, online formats, all of it, you name it. We can teach it from a hang glider if we need to. Innovative teaching that provides stimulating academic environment wherever students are. And I'd like to say that I've got some really fantastic folks to work with. I think they make these classes interesting and fun and challenging as well. We now, as I had said, we have an English degree that just went through, and I'm hoping to get it solid, okay? So an English degree is applicable to many different fields of study. So if your students are interested in law or library sciences or practically anything that requires the soft skills of communication and composition, organization, delivery, all of that is what we do. So I want to encourage you to examine the Bachelor of Arts or the Associate of Arts degree that we offer, will offer here at Central Texas College. That degree will hone critical thinking and analytical skills, communication abilities, creativity, and it opens doors for many different career opportunities. And what's more, empathy and cultural awareness. How do we find that? We find it by study and thinking about the masters. So we offer lots and lots of courses for your students, and all of these or part of these will be as part of that associate's degree. And if you have any questions, I have my business cards at the ready to hand to you. But my contact information is brent.royster@ctcd.edu. You can also reach out to my assistant, Stacy Brizuela. But we would love to talk to you. And if you'd like, please allow me to give you a business card before you leave. All right? Will do. I'll leave these over on the table. Thank you for allowing me a moment of your time. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the fruit.
Hello, I'm Celinda Hallbauer, and I am chair of the Fine Arts Department. And let's see if we can get this up here. I want to brag on our amazing students, and you heard some of the music students today. Some of those students were chosen to be in the 2-year all-state bands and choirs for Texas Music Educators Association. That is one of the best things about attending a community college if you are in the music program, because four-year colleges and universities do not get to participate in that event. As you know, as high school counselors, your students are awarded places in the high school performance groups for TMEA. And it's held in San Antonio, and it's a huge event. So it's a great honor for them to have those same kinds of programs for 2-year colleges. So that's a great recruiting tool for us. Come to Central Texas College so that you can be a part of that. And I think some of those students that just came back from TMEA and participated are here. Is that correct? Wave your hands. Those are amazing students. Dr. Thomas is our choir director. Donna Kennedy, who had to leave because her husband's having surgery right now, and she is our collaborative pianist, and she features jazz piano as one of her new things as she received her master's degree from Tarleton in jazz studies. So she's amazing. She's with us all the time. And Dr. Brad Bollock is our band director. And we are seeking to pull these students in to this program because music is one of the few, if not the only right now, that still has a field of study that leads into the four-year colleges and universities. We have that field of study in place here, and so we just invite you to encourage your students to come here first for that. Our art program, let me see if I can back up. This is drama. Let me talk about drama for just a minute. You will see Emily, the back of Emily Roeder is over there directing. Emily's amazing. She has come here from a great Temple High School background with Natasha Tollison, that was the theater director there for so long, and she's at the Temple Civic Theater now. But Emily, I tell her every time I see her, you're just Miss Tollison over again, because that, if you've ever followed any of the theater drama in the area, she put out a great high school drama program. So now we have that. And Emily's eager to have your students, and even if they just want to come and participate in the production, they can come and be stagehands and participate in the auditions and learn that. So the drama program is very much, it has the degree plan that feeds into the third and fourth years. And so we invite you to participate in that. And now let me go to our art, whoops, here it is. Visual arts. There's a display of some of the actual artwork out here that you can see. Regina Allen is our painting teacher, this wonderful pottery that is here. Jeremy is the pottery teacher, and he does such a wonderful job of teaching ceramics 1 and 2, as well as graphic, three-dimensional art, and you will see some of that out there as well. That program also leads into the Bachelor of Arts degree. So we just ask you to look at what we have on our Instagram page. We have amazing faculty. We have great pathways for other careers besides transferring to the other colleges. And let me see, make sure I didn't leave out anything. Our instructors are available. If you know some classes in your high schools that you would like someone to come in to give a session, work with some students, some things like that, we would love for you to contact us. Thank you for being here, and thank you for hearing about our program.
Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Marilyn Mapes, Coach Mapes. I'm the head of the kinesiology department, or physical education. Thank you for allowing us to be here today to share our programs with you. We offer an Associate of Science degree in kinesiology, which can provide students with the knowledge and skills they need to move on to a four-year school to study things. There's two tracks. There's usually an education track and a science track. So you have, if they're wanting to go in the education route, to teach, to coach, to be athletic trainers, to do personal training, those kind of things. That's the education route. Or you can go the science route, which is like physical therapy, occupational therapy, recreational therapy, cardio rehab. That's just to name a few. Okay, so there's different tracks now. Physical therapy, occupational therapy have become really popular, especially physical therapy. I used to have education would be here. Education, I want to coach. Physical therapy, 2 or 3. Now it's like this. So physical therapy has really become a hot ticket. With our classes, we offer that the students need to take, obviously, anatomy, physiology, study of the body. We have coaching classes that they can take, personal community health, and then a concepts class, which basically is the culmination of teaching them to teach and train before they move on. And then we have a plethora of activity classes they can take, from fitness, which is like weight training, fitness walking, physical conditioning, jogging, those types of classes. We have martial arts, Coach Willis is our little martial artist, and I literally little. But I wouldn't mess with her. If I was you. She does the Krav Maga self-defense, Taekwondo, kickboxing, those types of things. And then we have Coach Shaler. He does several of the lecture classes, but he also does swimming and fitness classes. So we have water classes too. We have fitness, swimming, and then we have some sports classes. We do basketball, volleyball, those types of things for our students. Aside from the degree, we also have the physical education center up there. So any student who has an ID card has access to that center. Okay, and there's basketball court, there's weight training class, or weight room, a swimming pool, tennis courts, all that's available to those students whenever there's not classes happening, just with that ID card. Okay, so that's nice for them to have. And one other thing we have to offer is our intramural sports programs. Okay, so a lot of times when kids leave school, they're no longer able to be involved in organized sports. We have a program where they can continue to kind of be involved in that, where you have mini leagues, where they can do, this year we had flag football, we've had regular volleyball 6-on-6, we're doing basketball and futsal right now. Futsal is indoor soccer. We're gonna do 4-on-4 volleyball. And then we kind of mix in some different tournament days in there where we can do like pickleball or dodgeball or different fun activities like that to get the students involved in being active. And that's really popular. We've worked with I would say we've had about 300 kids in that program this year, so altogether. So it's a popular thing for them to come up and hang out up there and be able to play. So thank you for being here. Hopefully, if you have time at the end of the day, the gym is right up, our facility is right up the hill over there. Feel free to come by, tell them you want to take a little tour, and somebody will take you through it. All right.
Is it next or?
Hello, I'm Audrey Crucieli, and I'm here to talk about your students' favorite subject, mathematics. Okay, I'm thinking about changing the name of my department too now, because we're not only the mathematics department, so I don't know, I'm gonna have to brainstorm that one. But I will start with mathematics. We, of course, offer all of the general education type of mathematics, where a lot of your students who are entering any type of degree program are going to have to take a college algebra course, Math 13, 14, or a statistics course. But then we also have upper level mathematics if they want to become math majors. And I really encourage you, I know you do this already, but I'm doing it more myself, is looking at those 4-year plans. I didn't know that a psychology major that goes to UT has to go through Calculus 1. Isn't that crazy? I don't know why, but hey, I'm all for it. Okay, so let's really looking at those degree plans and seeing what math courses that they are required to take. We do host a lot of programs within my department, so that's why I'm thinking about changing the name. You can start at any level. We do have what we call Math Express, which is our the classes if students are not TSI compliant, or if they just need that boost or some foundational help. Students come back after so many years of school, and I applaud those students. I've been in the workforce and I want to change. Awesome, come, we'll get you ready. So that's Math Express. And then of course we do have advanced mathematics. Everybody wants to take, differential equations. So we have a really great way to do that, very interactive boards, and students can come up and really see it in 3D. So it's pretty amazing. Engineering. Every student wants to be an engineer. Where are my counselors at, right? They all want to be engineers. I'm going to be an engineer. Great, what kind? I don't know, right? They don't know what kind of engineer they want to be. So what we do in our engineering program is we really start them with a project-based course that has them do aerospace engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. So they have little projects within the engineering course so that we can help them decide what type of engineer they want to be. Now, if your students come to you and say, oh my gosh, I want to be an engineer, but I hate math. we need to talk to them a little bit, tell them what engineering is. Okay, it's the application of mathematics. So we really want to make sure that we change that dynamic. All of our courses are transferable, especially in the state of Texas. They're really, we get kudos all the time with our students. I'll talk to you later about a student that's coming back as an alumni, but we're really putting out really great students that have a great foundation in these courses. We also have drafting. So students who want to be architects, manufacturers, we have these drafting programs. And so they're in there on the drafting tables day one, learning how to draft. Robotics. So we do have a robotics program. It's fairly new. So we have our robots. They're located in the planetarium, and our students will come to like an open lab or with as long as classes are not going, and they can work with the robots. That's them. They're just checking it out. We have a brand new program that I'm super excited about that's starting this fall. It's advanced manufacturing. We're calling it our SMART program. So it's specialized manufacturing, automation, robotics, technology. And so this program is super amazing. I would love for your students to get into it. And what this does is it's going to feed them into the workforce of doing something like working for Tesla, working for Samsung. There's a new manufacturing company that just opened up in Waco, and they are asking us all the time. I get calls all the time. How many students are you graduating? We start in the fall, so give me some time. But we would love to have your students so that we can get them prepared for these jobs that are already here. They're already open. We have people asking for students all the time, and so we just need to get them through, okay? So we're ready to do that starting this fall. Course materials and technology, we're honestly, I've been super happy that we've been supported to be using the latest. You know your students. I have all of them said Desmos. You've heard the word Desmos. So it's a free online tool. We use it all the time within our courses. We have labs with it. Of course, we have the robots. We just purchased, I'm super excited, a 3D printer and a tensile machine. They are on their way. Got the delivery date. So I'm super excited about that. So that we will be adding them to our Smart Lab. That's what we're going to call it. So you'll see the robots in there, the 3D printer, the tensile machine, the impact machine, and have all of these students working with that. We would love to offer tours as soon as that bad boy is up and running. Okay, so as soon as it's up and running, we would love to have the counselors through, have students through our lab so that you can see these machines in action. Okay, so we do have math labs. So if you feel like your students, hey, they're not being supported, we want them to have tutoring, they need some extra help, we have math labs for your students to attend, and they can sit there, they can get tutoring. I never want your students to say that they're not feeling supported. We have so many resources on this campus, whether it be within our math lab, our open labs, academic studio. We want to help your students. We want your students to get degrees and pass. It makes us look good. Does that make sense? So we're gonna try everything we can to help them progress. And here's our drafting lab. And then of course, like I was saying, our robotics smart lab. We do have student clubs and events. So we have a math and engineering club. And so here are some of our students in action. They're actually doing a project right now. So what they do every year is they get together and they do lots of different activities, community service, tutoring students in the elementary schools and things like that. So they'll do that. And right now they're doing a project of building a small robot. And they're going to display that on Math Day, which I'll talk about here in a second. So they'll try to do a project that they take the year to do, starting from fall to spring, and then they present it on our Math Day. So they're working on a robot right now. So that's what they're doing that. Oh, so speaking of Math Day, Math Appreciation Day. Let's write this down. April 24th, 2025. We have speakers, we have games, puzzles, origami, we have a DJ. No, I don't know that. That was the DJ back in my day. The ones who did. No, okay. Okay, so we have those people, and so they're gonna come. We also have a speaker, and the speaker, I'm telling you, I love him to death. His name's Scott. He's an alumni. He went to CTC. He graduated and went to four-year institution, became an engineer. He got his master's degree, and then he got a job as an engineer, research engineer in Arizona. And he comes back all the time and visits us. And he makes way more money than I do, okay? And so every time he comes, I leave a tip jar out. Nothing. He doesn't give me anything. But he is actually going to be our speaker this year, which I think is amazing, so that students here can see someone who's come from CTC and what he does now in industry. So I think that that's really amazing. We would love to invite you as counselors. We would love to invite students. It is during the school day, but they can skip for one day and come to Math Appreciation Day, okay? So that they can come and see CTC and what it looks like. And that's all I have. Thank you. But I will leave my cards over there too, okay? Thank you.
Good morning. Why do I have to follow right after Andre? That's just not fair. I need to match that kind of enthusiasm, right? I gotta step it up. All right, I'll do my best. So I'm Andrea Foskett. I'm the Department Chair for Science and Agriculture. And I'd like to take a few minutes to share with you the wide variety of programs and certificates that our department has to offer. So I'm going to start with our science programs first. So as you can see here on this slide, we offer a wide variety of Associate of Science degrees, and these degrees are meant for our students to seamlessly transfer into four-year institutions. So we do offer an Associate of Science degree in biology with focus selections in either organismal or human biology. We do offer an Associate of Science in chemistry. And then we also now recently have started offering an Earth Science degree, which will then offer students those focus selection options to determine where their career choices need to be, whether it be environmental science or geology. And I'm super excited to talk about the Associate of Science degree, General Studies in Pre-Health Sciences, that was recently approved just last week by the CRC, the Curriculum Review Committee. So I'll talk to you a little bit more about that as we go in the next few slides. I have an amazing group of faculty, and I'm so blessed to work with my team, and they constantly motivate me every day so that we can offer the best programs for our students and serve our CTC students so that they can be successful in whatever their career choices might be. So I'm really happy and blessed to work with this talented group of individuals. On the science side, we've got 10 full-time faculty. We've got a wide variety of adjunct faculty, and you'll see those numbers are pretty high. A lot of those faculty do facilitate our online classes as well as our in-person classes. We've got 5 science associates, and they are our lab facilitators, and they help to reinforce all the instruction that the full-time faculty teach our students on the lecture side. I do have an incredible faculty online manager that helps me oversee all of our online classes and help with coordination of our adjunct faculty as well, curriculum development and all of the different revisions to courses, everything to keep us relevant in the workforce. There's a wide variety of courses that we offer our students, right? I mean, to get them prepared for their future careers. So the disciplines that we focus on are biology. So this ranges from introductory biology. We have a new course that was recently approved, and this is the genetics course. Based on the recommendation from our 4-year partners, we felt like there was going to be a need to start offering that class to get our students prepared. We offer microbiology and, of course, a lot of the anatomy and physiology that kind of feeds into our nursing, med, any kind of healthcare related degree. Chemistry, general chemistry, and everyone wants to take organic chemistry, right? So definitely that. And then, of course, yes. I have a yes there from Dr. Clunas. And then, of course, the environmental science and the geology degrees. We have physical geology and historical geology. Another new course that was recently approved was the Geology 1401, which is the earth science for non-majors. And so that would be a great introductory class for our students
who are interested in an earth science kind of discipline. Physics, of course, so college physics, university physics, astronomy-based classes as well. And we offer this in several instructional formats to allow that flexibility for our students. So in-person, online, blended for a lot of our continental sites in remote areas, remote service areas. And recently the HiFlex format, which allows the flexibility of our students to be in person with me or with our instructors like you all are seated here, but also broadcast so students at home, if they were not feeling well and couldn't attend class or for whatever reason, they could also listen in on that discussion. We also have a lot of our lectures that are already pre-recorded so they can watch all of this and catch up with the content asynchronously as well. So that's awesome to have that HiFlex format, allows that flexibility for instruction. I wanted to show you a sample of our Earth Science program here, and I wanted to show you with those purple arrows there on the bottom right, that's where the students get to select those focus selection electives based on whether they wanted to pursue geology versus environmental science. And this is tailored to the needs, the career needs of those students. Here's our program, the recently approved pre-health sciences program. And this is going to really cater to our healthcare professionals, our future healthcare professionals. So it's not necessarily pre-med. So this could be students that are interested in medicine, veterinary medicine, dental hygiene, physical therapy, optometry, radiology, just a wide variety of healthcare professions. And the purple arrows are showing you those electives that they can take where they can tailor their program based on which university or what their career path is leading them towards. So, and of course, this is where we would be working very closely with our advisors so that there is that seamless transfer into those four-year institutions. Let me talk a little bit about our ag programs and certificates. So we have an Associate of Science degree in ag science, but then you see on that list, there's several other Associate of Applied Science degrees, ag production, equine management, and horticultural development. And you see under each of those AAS degrees in blue, there are 2 certificates. So for example, the ag production AAS actually allows our students to complete 2 certificates, right, kind of leading into that AAS degree. And this is the idea that we always struggle with this, is to keep our students on track, to allow for that retention to occur so that we get them focused. If this is your career choice, we want you to work with small blocks of information and basically celebrate small successes. So first semester, they would basically get that production technology certificate. Then that's going to motivate them to stay on and come back for that second semester where they're going to get that ag production certificate. And you're already done with half the program. That's the first year. So stay on track, and our advisors and our group, we're here to help those students complete that AAS degree. I want to show you an example here of the equine management program. So you see that blue box on the top, that's that first semester where the students who are going to get that production technology certificate, allows them to stay focused and motivated to complete that second semester, which you see in that red box, where they complete a second certificate, right? That's equine management. And a lot of these certificates are obviously designed for workforce, right? So the ag programs are not necessarily for transfer programs. This is to prepare our students for the right kind of workforce skills to be successful in workforce. And so once they complete those 2 certificates, you see, that kind of leads them, if they complete that entire 2-year program, now you have an AAS degree in equine management. And this is our horticultural development plan that we recently also revised. So the idea with the ag programs was to have stackable certificates that's going to lead towards an AAS degree. And I think that's just going to prepare our students much better to enter the workforce. And I want to point out that we have a fantastic collaboration, not just our department, but all across CTC. We have fantastic collaborations with our ISD partners, and to encourage dual credit enrollments, whether it be ECHS STEM, ECP, all these different enrollments. You can kind of just see a broad range of courses here where we've got a high volume of high school students, especially in the intro biology classes. You're looking at our numbers, They continue to grow in a very healthy manner across all of those academic years. And academic year 20 was actually right before COVID. So that's fall 2019 and spring 2020, leading up to the academic year 24. So as you can see, plenty of growth possible, and we certainly look forward to a lot of partnerships with you all, not only our CTC partners, but also several of yours, so that we can continue to grow our programs. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share a little bit about our programs, and I hope I matched Audrey's enthusiasm.
You got it.
I don't know if you can see me over this podium. I'm going to move this down like Dr. Garrett. We have the same height issue, right? Okay, so I'm Kara Arriaga. I'm with Social and Behavioral Sciences. I just want to talk to you a little bit about our programs. And Social and Behavioral Sciences, we have a great amount of disciplines, right, that we offer courses in. So you can see a few here: anthropology, economics, geography, government, history, philosophy, my favorite, psychology, and then sociology. So, you know, I have to say too that we have several instructors at the local high schools that are also highly qualified and teaching some of these classes, and we're still looking to expand those opportunities, right? So, you know, I have to say that I had the opportunity last semester to go observe these these educators, right? And one thing that I noticed was that they have such a great relationship with their students, right? They get to see them Monday through Friday, which is very different from how often we see our students here, you know, and it was just really an incredible experience to see how well they engage with their students. And, you know, we really want to expand that. So if you have any educators, right, with those graduate degrees, we are willing to work with them to get them qualified to teach some of these courses. We've got them at Coppers Cove High School, Ellison, Harbor Heights, right? So, you know, expanding that program would be really great. Okay, so programs offered in our department. So we've got general studies, interdisciplinary studies, social sciences, and then coming fall 26 is the new Associates of Science degree in psychology. So I'm going to show you kind of what these look like. So general studies and interdisciplinary studies really allows our students to focus on those 42 Texas core curriculum credits, right? And then allowing some flexibility for the additional 18. So if there's maybe a field of study that they're interested in, they can really kind of tailor these degrees, right, to match those programs that they plan to go into at the 4-year institution. And then the social science is a little bit more specific here, where we kind of tailor it and we communicate with our other departments right here at CTC to kind of pick classes that are appropriate for social sciences. And you can see some examples of political science field of study as well as the sociology field of study. And then for psychology, so again, this was just approved last week at the CRC meeting, so I'm really excited about that. I did a lot of work researching this program and trying to figure out really how can we maximize the transferability of courses to those 4-year institutions, right, including our neighbor down the street, right, Texas A&M Central Texas. So what we did here is I communicated with the other departments. We said, hey, what math class is going to work best, what science classes are going to work best, and we came up with this program, which also includes the field of study requirement, right? So it's just really going to allow our students to prepare themselves to get that 4-year psychology degree. And this also came with 2 additional courses that we will offer, social psychology, which I think is a really fun course, as well as the statistical methods for psychology. So we'll give them that introduction to stats specific for the field of psychology. So guess what? They can go take that calculus class at that 4-year institution. So we really are going to prepare our students to the best of our ability. Now here we've got a club that we offer, which is called Psi Beta Honor Society. So this is a nationally recognized honor society that comes with so many benefits. So, you know, I just want to say I'm an advisor of Psi Beta along with Dr. Worth and Ms. Watson, and Dr. Jones, who retired last year, really kind of led this for so many years. And we have to give her a lot of credit because she really focused so much time and dedication to our students. So we have big shoes to fill, I have to say. But what we do with our students is that this is a student-led program, and we really guide them to conduct research every year, and they present it here in the Anderson Center. And I'll tell you, it's jam-packed. You know, we have probably 200 plus people that come in and observe the study, and we invite guest speakers, and you know, we encourage them to focus on topics that are, of course, related to psychology, but unique to our community right here at Central Texas College in Palladium. The last couple of years, we focused on topics related to military students versus non-military students, and we're really kind of continuing that trend, right, to grow. So this is also a program where to be inducted, you have to have a 3.25 GPA. We accept students from who have all interests, right? They have to have at least one class in psychology, but we also, if you're not there just yet, you can still participate as an intern. You know, so it gives our students a lot of motivation, right, to be those high-performing students. And our club continues to grow. Sorry, I'm getting the time thing. So, you know, I just want to say that it's an incredible club that we have, and we want your students to be part of it. And we're really kind of pushing these students to write more and also to encourage them to publish their research. So if we can send our community college students to their four-year institutions as published authors, like how amazing could that be, right? And how amazing does that look on a resume? I mean, some of our faculty members haven't published, right? So if we can do that, that's what we're really pushing for. So I'm giving the time thing, and so that's what I have to say. If you have any questions, let me know. My email is kariaga@ctcd.edu, and I'm happy to meet with any one of you one-on-one. I can go to your schools. Just reach out to me. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So, thank you.
Give another round of applause for our academic departments. They did great. So we're going to move right into a staff panel right now, and then right after that, we'll have a little break, and then we're going to go into our career and technical education department chairs speaking about their programs. All right. If you're on the panel, come on up. And please, there's more food over there. Please feel free. Grab another plate.
Because what they just didn't they just disband Noah?
Okay, we have I'll let everybody grab, but we're going to go ahead and get started. We have an amazing panel up here, and the job of this panel is to kind of answer the questions that you have about our processes and how to help your students manage those processes, our resources, our supports, and all of that. My name is Julie Starkey, and I'm the Dean for Student Success and Persistence. I have my card available, but one of the things that I'm encouraging all of you back in the high school, if somebody up here says something that really resonates with you, but we don't answer the question that you have regarding it, please come back up afterwards. There's a break right after this, and get their card because all of us want to help you. All of us want to answer your questions. That's what we're here to do today. So the way the panel is going to work is these lovely individuals are here to answer anywhere you need to go. They are here to answer your question. However, you might not know right now what questions you have in your mind. So I'm prepared to lead you along this journey. But before we do that, so that you can kind of get a sense of who's with us today, I'm going to have them introduce themselves to you. So they're going to give you their name and their title. And if you guys wouldn't mind, a little snippet of how you can help them. What information you have in your head that might help them so that they know who they're tuning into during this presentation. So we're going to start here with lovely Ms. Karen Bentley. I introduced her.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Bentley. I'm the Director of Financial Aid, and you all know how I can help you. I've got the money. Many of you counselors might have been in your schools. We appreciate the fact that we can come into the schools and help your students reach their next steps. And we look forward to the next semester.
Good morning, everyone. My name is William Jones. I'm the Director of Career Services here at CTC. What my department does is basically the whole point of coming to college is so that you can leave and get a paycheck. And so what we do essentially is we help take those fancy certificates, those degrees, all those certifications that you're going to earn here at CTC. We turn those into paychecks. We help you with your interview skills, with your resume, with your job search, anything involved with trying to put yourself in front of an employer. That's what my office does. And just really quick shameless plug, we do have a career fair coming up the 26th of this month, which is the last Wednesday of the month. And we would love to have anybody who's out there looking for a job or looking for someone to get hired, definitely come on out to see us. And I'll leave some of my cards if you have any questions about that as well.
Good morning. My name is Eva Hutchins. I'm the Associate Dean of Enrollment Services. I work in student services, and basically I'm over all the advising departments on campus. So what can I do for you guys? My staff are there to work with students when they get here, make sure they stay on path. Our goal is to get them to the point of graduation, get to the ceremony, walk across that stage, and then we're going to turn them over to William to get a job. Some of you may be familiar with some of my staff already. Here in the local districts, we're coming out to your schools in conjunction with the Fast Track program to help students in their senior semester go ahead and be prepared to start either the summer or the fall. So if you have any questions about getting started at CTC or what your students are going to go through, I'll be here.
Hi, my name is Jenny Boucher. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions. Our team are the ones that process all of those applications that your students bring in. And with that, we also do residency, and we provide the physical student IDs for students once they are registered for classes. So if you have the way we can help you is if your students don't know what holds are on the record, just give us a call and we can look and see what holds are on the record and how to get them ready to be enrolled. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Janelle Gill.
Still not working.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janelle Gill. I am the Associate Dean of Dual Credit Programs. If you have any concerns regarding STEM, dual credit, early college, high school, early college program, I'm the person that you can connect with. We've recently been in your campuses for campus check-ins, meeting with your students to see how things are going, how their semester is going. And on March 11th, we will start summer registration at your high school campuses.
Good morning, I'm Valerie Payson. I'm the Executive Director for the Foundation and College Development here at Central Texas College. And it is my privilege and honor to give away scholarship opportunities to all of our students here at CTC. So it is a delightful opportunity for me, and I enjoy what I do, and I strive to give as much money away as I possibly can. This year, we just closed our portal for fall and spring of next year, and we were able to award over $500,000. So it's going very well. And then we also opened up some additional portal opportunities for our students for fall semester and spring semester. And all of that funding comes from our fundraising efforts that we do here in the community. So like I said, I also oversee, we have a food pantry located here on campus that assists some of our students with those insecurities, and our Eagle A opportunities, which is discretionary scholarships that we give away for emergency situations for our students. So like I said, it is an honor and privilege to be here. And if you ever have any questions about scholarships, I'm your person. Thank you.
I'm not going to attempt the other mic. I'm just going to go with what's working. Good morning. I'm Lucette Brett. I'm the Associate Dean for Financial Aid and Veteran Services. I work closely with Karen Bentley. and our Veteran Services Coordinator, Vicki Putzer, to ensure that our students are well funded for their courses. We are happy to answer any questions, and we do have an event coming up soon in April, I believe, where students can come in to and get some help from both financial aid and Veteran Services. If they run out of money there, then I call Valerie, and Valerie tries to see if we have some money. We do a lot of different things across campus to help our veterans, and if there's anything we can do to be of service, please let us know.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Madhu Filmonova, Director of Wellness and Counseling Services here at CTC. We all provide a variety of services for our students, taking care of their mental health. We provide prevention campaigns.
We can't hear you.
We
Yeah,
provide
there you go.
prevention campaigns on campus, and we just taking care of their well-being.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Christy Shank, Director of Disability Services. Our department helps students get college accommodations set up. So if you have any students who are on a 504 or IEP plan, please send them to us so we can help them get set up when they decide to come to CTC.
Good morning. I'm Charlotte Wesley, and I am the director for our new Student Success Coaching Program. So as a student success coach, what I and my department can do for you, your students, we are available to meet your students as first-time college students to let them know that they don't have to do this journey alone. We are here to guide them through semester by semester until they complete their programs. And we also are available because we realize that students have challenges both in the classroom and out. So we're here to help them identify those challenges and learn how to be a college student.
Good morning, counselors! I can't do it. I can introduce myself without doing that, or Dr. Garrett gets upset. My name is Mariceli Santiago. I am the Director of Student Life and Activities, and what I can do for you is I can help you set up tours for your students, whether they be group tours or individual tours. So my office is the one where, you know, those days that you allow the students, you know, kind of like a free pass to come to campus and see what's going on. Dr. Crusili, I got you. We're gonna plan something, okay? Yes, that my office is the one that signs a little paper so that way, you know, they get an excused absence on your end. So if you ever have any questions, you know, you're welcome to contact my office and we'll try to figure out, did they really come or not? If you have those questions, we can help you figure it out.
All right, that is your panel who's here to answer your questions. But if it's okay, I'm gonna lead us get started with some questions. But what I encourage you to do, if we go down, if you need follow up, if we're onto something that you have another question, stand up, raise your hand, let us know, and we will give the mic to you so that you can ask that question. Okay, because this is really your opportunity. We want to answer your questions that you have about all the things the amazing supports that we have in place here at CTC. So I'm going to start panel, and I'm really going to start at the beginning. So I'm going to start with admissions. And you probably knew that's where I was going, because I'm thinking linear. So admission, tell us what a student has to do to get admitted. Is there a checklist? And should they use the Apply Texas application or the CTC application? Take it away, admissions.
Right. The application.
No, I can't hear still.
All right, for the admissions process, we appreciate students applying on CTC's website. That application imports more quickly than the Apply Texas apps because we have to wait for them to send it. It's a process. So CTC is the best place for them to do their applications. There is a checklist that we provide to them that has all of the checklists once they've cleared with admissions. We will send emails to students. They'll tell you they haven't heard from us. They are not telling you the truth because there's an email sent to every student. They're not checking their emails if we need documentation. So always ask them to check their emails or contact us, and we'd be happy to help see whatever holds are on the student's record and what they need to do to get that hold removed so that they're clear to register. And there is a checklist that they are given that tells them each step after they clear the admissions process.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If a student is dual credit and already taking courses here through dual credit, but then now they're going to be a traditional student, do they have to reapply?
No,
So they're already a student?
no, as
It's
long
not
as the
required.
student has taken classes within the last 12 months, we do not need a new application. If they are a dual credit student that is based on their parents' residency and they want to change to their own residency, then they complete a core residency form. And they can just contact admissions and we'll tell them how to get that form and get that cleared, and they don't need a new application. If they do submit a new application, then it puts all the holds back on their accounts again, and we don't want to do that to them, so, yeah, so it's best not to.
Did you have something you wanted to add?
No.
Oh, okay.
The one question I have is you kept saying the students are gonna get an email.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what email, where does this email go to? Is it their school email from high school? Is it the one that they put on the application? Is it their new CTC email? Explain this so that the counselors are aware. What email this information goes to?
Here.
I captured mine.
It will go to the email that they provide on their application. Once a student has been registered for classes and the classes are paid for, not necessarily dual credit, but they're paid for, then they're given a CTC ID or CTC email, and at that point, all correspondence will go to that email.
So, are we feeling pretty good about admissions? I mean, of course, if something else pops up, jump up, okay? Let's kind of switch gears to financial aid. Because isn't that the next thing on everybody's question, on everybody's mind? So when should students begin applying for financial aid? And how long does it take to get a student through that process? How long should they be preparing their students for this process and what all it's gonna take? Take it away, Karen.
So the FAFSA becomes,
My voice is loud enough, but we'll go with this. The FAFSA opens up each year in October 1st, and that is for CTC's academic year, that is for the following fall semester. So for instance, the 25-26 FAFSA opened up. This year it was delayed in December, but as a rule, it would open up in October and it would be for fall of 2025. We always want to encourage students and parents to start that application process when it opens. And then once the institution it starts importing the FAFSAs and we can get the awards out there, then the students know what to expect as far as their availability of funds. And the entire process from a FAFSA completion, always starting with an FSA ID, and then completing the FAFSA all the way to the awarding process typically is no more than 2 to 3 weeks. But that also depends on several variances. One of piggybacking on admissions, a requirement for us to import that FAFSA, the student must provide a social security number. Where does that student provide that? On an admissions application. If we do not have that, then we will not be able to link that FAFSA and be able to import it and verify the information. The other addition is the email. Initially, it's going to go to the email that's on file, and then you have your Eagle self-service where you're going to have a checklist item. And if there's any documents that are needed to be provided from either the student or the parents, all of that information, that's all part of processing that financial aid file. And then once everything is in, then we can make a determination about what your eligibility is.
Clear? Are there questions? Okay, so just to add, when we start calculating financial aid eligibility, we award federal aid, state aid, and institutional aid. So there may be additional requirements once we send out a notification to the student that they've been awarded. So keep in mind, once you roll over to having an Eagle mail, it's very, very important that either email
that the student is checking that, because that's the primary correspondence, as well as checking the Eagle self-service, because that will tell you what your award is, what the student's award is, and for planning stages, because that next step then leads to academic advising.
Good. Why don't we move to academic advising? So Eva, just hold on to the mic for me there. And so tell us at what point you start connecting with students through this process and what they can expect, what a student can expect from your office, and how you're going to help lead the students through all of this wonderful information that the faculty have been talking about, what your department's going to do for them.
Absolutely. So we're going to start working with them pretty quickly after they process that application for admission. We need it to go through their office first and their part to be done before we can start the enrollment into coursework. So in conjunction with the communication that they're getting from admissions, they're going to start receiving emails from advising. We are going to be there to help them through not just selecting their individual courses, but their pathway. We're going to probably start talking to them about what's next. Even though it's the beginning of their time here potentially, where do you plan to go? Because we want to make sure we work backwards and make sure they can transfer with just the right amount of credits and not hopefully too many credits, right? So that's our one of our number one priorities. In addition to that, we're going to be talking to them about everyone's favorite subject, which is TSI. Everyone in the state of Texas is going to be looked at that if they are on a TSI required program, which is any level 2 certificate or associate degree. So, our hopes and dreams are that they come to us from high school TSI complete, but we know that sometimes that doesn't always happen. There's a lot of innovative ways that the state is provided to us, both the ISDs and the higher education institutions to complete that and make sure that you're college ready in reading, writing, and math. One of those new ways is just several different names for it. We love to call it different things. College Bridge, or our college preparatory classes in math or ELAR. And so they might have finished out their senior year with you guys. If you are participating in the statewide program for College Bridge, they're going to get to download that beautiful little certificate that says that they can start courses basically without developmental in those 3 areas. So if they've done that, if they've completed that successfully, that is a process. We want to work with them. So I know you guys already know this, but please make sure that when you are talking to your students, if they're in those programs and those classes, tell them, wave your hand, tell your advisor, I'm College Bridge. Make sure they, we're really good about asking for it, but they need to advocate for themselves as well, and just let us know that, identify you or that student and that you have that so that we can help you take that opportunity. There are, of course, with everything, rules to it. So they've got only a certain amount of time to take those applicable courses and turn that into being TSI complete, and I don't have to have that conversation with you again, because that's the goal. We want to get that done as quickly as possible. So, and then from there, as far as what advising is going to do, we do a lot of different things. We encourage you to meet with us often, help you stay on track. We'll help you with registration if you need to. We want to, of course, teach you to be self-sufficient and know how to navigate our systems and register on your own, but we're there for that support. We're also going to be there and along your college career providing opportunities to maybe meet with four-year partners. Shameless plug, April 16th is the spring transfer fair for CTC. So it'll be here in this room. We'll have probably 30 to 40 institutions here on campus that they have an opportunity to come talk with. If they come to programs like that, oftentimes there's benefits. You might get your four-year application fee waived, or you might be in line for a scholarship because you came from a two-year. So we encourage them to do that, take opportunities to meet those people at the next level so they can start building those relationships and have a seamless transfer. And then, of course, we're going to be there for graduation, so all the way through. So I did that answer.
I think she answered more than I asked her. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I'm an overachiever.
She's an overachiever. Are there other questions before I?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to go back to admissions. The last time I went out for fast track application, the application for the fall wasn't open. So do you know when it opens for the fall?
I don't know that. Michelle would know that, and she's on leave right now, so
Okay,
she'll
and
be
what
back next
students
week.
need to do, if they want to apply now for the fall,
Mhm.
you're gonna select summer 1 or summer 2 in your
Mhm.
comment section, okay, but you don't know when it opens just yet, okay?
Like I said, Michelle's on leave. so
Okay,
when she-
and also, if a student doesn't put their social security in, can you tell the counselors, share with the counselors what to expect from CTC?
So without the social security number, the student can't be enrolled in the classes until we receive that social security number. So a lot of them don't know the social security numbers, and that's fine. But then they have to provide documentation showing their social security number at that point for us to be able to add that to the application.
It's just to leave I tell students to leave the numbers blank, and they'll receive a letter from the business office.
Yeah.
That's it.
So let's ask a couple of important, oh, no, we have another question right here. Let's do this one. Jeff, if you'll hand it.
Hi, I'm Shelley Juarez. I'm at Clayton High School. We had an issue with the fast track. Some of my students entered, like, they just typed in numbers because they didn't know their social security number. And so that created some kind of letter that they received, and it was a little scary, like thinking that the IRS is going to, I don't know. I'm not sure how we can address that though in the future. Just tell them if you don't type it in.
If it's an incorrect number or if it's blank, we're going to request the W-9 forms completed along with a copy of the student's social security number. And then they can complete that form via e-tree, or they can come into our business office to get that taken care of. But you will receive the letter either way, right?
And I just want to say that there was a day that there was a glitch with the application with Recruit, because normally the student can say, do you have a social security number? And they can say yes and not provide it. But then when they go, but there was a day that they had to put something in order to continue. And Jeff had gotten with me on that. And so, or with admissions on that, and let us know that, and that error should have been fixed. So if it's not, please let us know.
But thank you for letting us know that it was scary for students. But also, if you guys could help us, certainly, we would rather students provide us accurate information as opposed to made-up information. And so if you can help us with that process, we would appreciate that. And Dr. Garrett has something.
Yeah, we're getting that date for you to announce that. That's why Dr. Welch walked out to the hall. She's getting that. And as soon as we get that, I'll get the microphone back to her and she can announce it.
Okay, and Karen wants to add something.
And in addition to the social security number, as I already mentioned, we will link the FAFSA. So if that student has entered a wrong social into the FAFSA, the student will get a notification of a reject to just simply resolve it. So then at that point, the parent typically would know the social security number. I see that often. It's not uncommon with us with FAFSAs at all. But it's easy to resolve because the FAFSA, for instance, would never go through without matching, because it goes through Social Security Administration. So it's matching, what's on that Social Security card: name, date of birth, social.
All right, let's talk about, wait, before I go, questions? Because I don't want to dictate the questions. Okay. Why don't we move on and talk about new student orientation? Maricela, can you tell us what happens with new student orientation, when a student gets invited, and why it's important?
Hi. Okay, so I forgot to mention the student orientation, and I was thinking about, I was like, man, I forgot to say something. Anyway, we want your students to come to orientation pretty quickly. Honestly, I don't care if they're not here yet. I would rather they come and get the information ahead of time and really know what they're, coming for and learn some of this information, regardless of whether or not they're coming. Because this is going to give them a really good idea, not just about CTC, but even if they come to new student orientation here, they're going to get information that's going to help them about any college they may want to go to, right? So if they're coming here and we're talking about things like hey, you need to make sure that you're logging into your Blackboard, and this is how you log into this, and this is how the class is gonna set up, and meet some of the faculty, and let's get some questions answered from the faculty. And these are some of the support services, and you know, this is how we're gonna get it, and here's somebody from financial aid, you have questions about your FAFSA. We talk about all of those things in new student orientation. And it would be amazing if you, as counselors, would help facilitate that. In our website, we have new student orientation. They can register for it. It's gonna, not always, but sometimes, most of the time, it's during, you know, school hours. And if that's the case, and if you can grab some of those students that you know are gonna come here, you know, we just had one yesterday, actually, and we did it virtually. It's not even, it doesn't even mean that they have to come in. They can even do it virtually whenever we offer it virtually. Let them get that information, and that way they can either get answers immediately because they can type it into the chat, and you know your students, they really prefer to type it in the chat anyway and not ask us. But if you're there with them, maybe you can help clarify some of the questions too, because you probably can say, okay, well, this is what they're referring to, you know, because sometimes they do have those questions and they need that extra support, especially if they're still in high school and haven't gone through all of the processes yet. But we encourage you, it's really easy, ctcd.edu/NSO for new student orientation. And then just sign up for the next orientation. They're all in there. The next one is in the end of May. And so if you're kind of at the end of May and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with these students, I just give you an out, and
Make
it's
them
gonna be
go to
virtual.
new student orientations just for the fun of it.
Good. I know at the end of the semester, sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out how to get them to do something productive. This could be it. Have them register for it. Watch it in a classroom. Whatever, however you want to do it. It's really not anything. I would love it. The more, the merrier. We really get a lot more out of it. Sometimes virtually than even in person, because in person, people don't want to talk sometimes. They're afraid to ask questions or raise their hands. Just saying. But if you're virtually, they're not so afraid to ask some of these questions and type it up and say, oh, I don't know about this, or help me figure this out. And then we can guide them through it.
Marceli, would new student orientation be open to other students that may have already attended?
Anybody's honestly welcome. We really want everybody to go through it, because at the end of the day, even if you've already registered for the classes and you've already even been here a semester, we have students that still are like, oh, I didn't know that, or I wasn't aware that this was a thing. Then come to orientation, come back through it. We just want to give you this information. Let's make it happen, however that needs to look like. And if nothing else, the main thing that we try to stress in orientation is make a connection with at least one person that you met at the orientation. Take their information down, screenshot it, and then if you have questions, go back to that person. And so I end up being the one that speaks the most. Not always I'm not the only one that speaks, but I end up being the one that speaks the most. And so I get people where I'm walking around, oh, you're that lady from orientation. Yes, how can I help you? What's going on? How can we help you? How can we figure whatever out? And it happens. But I would rather that be the case than for them to feel lost through the process and not have that connection. So if you can help get that connection between them and us, whether it be through me or anybody that, a lot of the individuals here do orientation, participate in orientation as well. Let's do that so that they feel more comfortable talking to us. And then that makes it more easy. That's setting them up to be successful in the future.
Yeah, I can honestly say, I think every single person on this panel participates in new student orientation. So if you want your students to hear the information that you're getting here, new student orientation is a great place to send them.
Yes, ma'am.
Even after my students graduate, they still email me about stuff about CTC. I'm going to send them your way.
Yeah, definitely. Do it. I will tell you. I've been around with CTC for a long time. And I have had students that, as they're going through the progression of, I got my associates, yay! Oh man, now I'm trying to figure out my bachelor's. How do I do it? They come back to me. And I'm like, I don't know, but let me help you however. Oh, I got that. Here's my master's. And they keep going. And it's really great to get that feedback. So I know what you're talking about. And that's like one of those moments that fills your heart because, it's not always the fun stuff, right? So, yeah, let's figure out how to do it. And
Yeah, you might be on vacation, but we're not.
We're not.
We're holding student orientation and Eva's advising and they're processing FAFSA, so we're still at it. So send them to us.
And I'm gonna give you another shameless plug, because that's what we do. The other thing is, we have open house coming up in July 19th. You should have that in your folders. Please encourage your students that you know for a fact are supposed to be, or planning on coming here, to go ahead and come. If for some reason, even if they're like, they're like, oh no, I'm going to go to the big school, blah, blah, blah. No, they're gonna end up potentially coming here, at least in the summer, because it's cheaper, and the parents are gonna want them home, or they're gonna wanna come home, and they wanna take a class here, and that's okay. We will take it. But just let them know that we're here for them. And in July 19th, we're gonna have an open house. It's gonna be in the same building, and we're gonna have tons of information, a lot of individuals. They might even, if they have questions about starting in the fall, advising is gonna be doing things. We're gonna have a lot of information, and we are gonna get them pretty much to the point where all they have to do is show up to their classes, I mean.
Definitely show up to the classes.
Thank you.
Okay, so did you have something, Eva? Oh, okay. Why don't we kind of talk about some very specific issues? Wait, did somebody have I saw. Okay. Christy, Dr. Shank, can you talk to us about the students who are receiving, they're on an IEP or plan in high school, and how it's different here? What are the big things that students need to be aware of? And how soon they need to start connecting with you? So that, could we talk about that?
Absolutely. One of the big differences between high school and college is that the responsibility shifts from the school to the student. That means to get college accommodations, the students have to self-identify to us. We are not allowed to ask if they have a disability. So the first thing that they need to do is, if they feel like they need accommodations, they need to self-identify to our office. They do need to provide documentation, and the documentation is a little bit different between high school and college. Generally, we do not take 504 or IEP documentation. However, if there is a full evaluation on there, we might be able to take it. So we recommend that if they have the high school paperwork, to bring it to us and have us look at it. If it's not sufficient, we will explain to them what we need in terms of disability documentation. Normally, we need to know what their disability is, how it was diagnosed, how it affects them in a learning environment, as well as recommended accommodations. At the college level, we do not provide 504s or IEPs. We do accommodation letters, meaning that they get accommodations for their classes. They are still held to the same academic standards. They still complete all of the same coursework, but with accommodations. For example, for testing, they may get extended testing time, a test reader, a separate testing area, but the content of the test will be exactly the same that everyone else takes in class. We do not provide anything of a personal nature, such as personal care attendants. That's another big difference between high school and college. They can have a personal care attendant, but that responsibility now shifts to them, where they have to provide their own personal care attendant. We do not have to provide modifications to essential course requirements. So that means that if the class requires certain assignments, we cannot reduce or modify those. So they're still held to the same academic standards. In order to request accommodations for early college, high school, dual credit, or STEM, they still have to follow the same process as every other college student, since they are earning college credit. I recommend that they reach out to us as soon as possible so they can learn about our intake process and have us look at their documentation, because they may need to get new documentation before we can approve college accommodations. So I recommend that they reach out to us as soon as possible so we can talk to them about what their specific needs are and what responsibilities they have to fulfill in order for us to assist them. If anyone has any questions, you can always reach out to us. We're happy to talk to you. We have disability packets that are available on our website. So I recommend looking at our website. You can download it, print it, you can share it with your students.
Oh, I think Dr. Foskett was gonna ask a follow-up question.
I got teacher voice.
Could you talk a little bit about specific scenarios? We often see this in our classrooms, like students that have specific accommodations that need to be made, where the faculty have to communicate quite a bit with you all to kind of kind of allow for those accommodations, like pregnancy, for example. Is there anything, I think that that's a good example, but if you can think of anything else, that would be great too. Thank you.
For accommodations, the student have to also communicate with their instructors. And for testing, the students have to let the instructors know that they plan on taking the test with our department, so the instructors will know to coordinate with our disability office to get the test over to us. In terms of pregnancy, we can help students get maternity leave or any absences excused that's deemed medically necessary, as well as allow them time to make up work without penalty under Title IX pregnancy. Does that answer your question, Dr. Foskett?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Other questions? Yes, go ahead.
Just a comment here.
I'm just making sure, like, they have to tell that office every semester. It doesn't go for their whole career. So it's because it's for each individual class. I just wanted to make sure that was out there.
Yes, that's correct. Accommodations do not follow them throughout all their college courses. They have to formally request accommodations every semester to let us know that they're enrolled and what classes they're enrolled for. So we know which instructors to let know that they have accommodations. So that's another responsibility that falls upon the students.
And it's important to know that accommodations at the college level are not retroactive, meaning until the student requests them and gets approved for them, they are not entitled to those. So it is a huge shift from the high school experience to the college experience, and it really falls to the student. So any help that you can provide in helping a student along and manage that process and understanding, we're happy to come into the school and talk about that, but just to understand that. Can we also talk about, because we always get questions, and I think maybe Charlotte might be the best one to talk about this, is foster care. I know we have many former foster care people, students in our school system and needing support. And I know Charlotte has done work in the past with our former foster care. Can you talk to us about what they need as they're leaving high school and transitioning to the high school? Transitioning to CTC.
Right, so as they're leaving high school, it's important that they connect with you, the counselors, so that they can get the documents that they need. So they can start the ETB forms, so that they can be identified and have those documents in hand, whether or not they're starting college right away, or maybe they're not sure what they want to do beyond high school, or they need to get situations taken care of, but they want to come back and address going to school maybe a year or so later. They still have those documents, or they're in the system as being a former foster care student. So the only thing they need to do is just provide those forms to the business office, to advising, to our institution, so that they can get started. But it is important that they connect with you, the counselors, to get all those necessary documents in place.
And I think Marilyn has a question.
What's an ETB form?
I was just thinking.
What's an ETB form? Don't you say ETB? What's that stand for?
So I'm not sure what the ETB stands for, but it identifies them as being a former foster care student. Okay.
And Karen's gonna add something about the foster care.
Yes.
So as it pertains to completing the FAFSA, there are two questions on the FAFSA specifically relating to either foster care, being a former foster care, or being a ward of the court, as well as unaccompanied youth. That falls under the McKinney-Vento Act, and most high schools should be aware of that because there is a requirement for a liaison. I know this, I used to be a liaison for McKinney-Vento. So please, Department of Education encourages the students to, try to self-identify. I know that it can be very intrusive, but what helps is if the high school has already identified those students as being unaccompanied or at risk of, there is a form that they would complete and then they bring it to me. So that can make a difference in that student's eligibility for financial aid, as well as being a former foster care or ward of the court. They just simply answer that question, and then we just move on with the FAFSA. What it essentially means is that they're not required to provide parent information, and that's substantial.
Yeah, and it's a lot for the students to try to navigate through and to try to figure out as they're aging out of the foster care system. So that's why it's so important to get started early. What is your plan? What do you plan to do beyond high school? Because as they start to age out, connecting them to resources, and once they get here to college, once they get here to CTC, because we know they're coming, once they get here to CTC, it can be a challenge with trying to get them established with housing and some of the other community resources that they need. So let's work together to start early before they graduate with any challenges that they may have. And I think you already know who your foster care students are and when they're aging out.
We are required to have a foster care liaison at the institution in Charlotte's area through Success Coaching does help with that. And then I have another one over in our area as well. So if you'll reach out to us, we will get your students connected to that liaison. We will help them manage that process because it is pretty complicated. Okay, and I think Dean Welch wants to give you some information about when the application is going to open.
Okay, it will open April the 2nd. That's on a Wednesday, April the 2nd, right after April Fool's Day. Okay?
Hey, Dean Welch, while you have the mic, why don't you tell us when fall, do you know when fall registration opens too, so they have some information about that?
It's the first Monday in June. Okay, for fall.
Oh, Eva has it here. We'll let Eva address it.
June 2nd.
We're throwing a lot of dates at you.
Summer opens
April 2nd is summer. I just wanted you guys to have a few dates that you knew when all that was out there, okay? Other questions? Anything else that's out there? What about from the panel? Anything? Oh, over here, we have one. Oh, here, let me give you the mic.
Are there any scholarships that are offered during the summer to pay for the classes?
No, unfortunately, we do not have summer scholarships available. It would just be for the fall and the spring and then our annual scholarships. The portal opens for the annual ones December 1st and closes on February 28th. And then for the fall, it will open July 1st and close on the 31st. And for spring, it will open on, I believe it is May 1st and close on the 31st.
Here, I'm gonna let Karen address financial aid for the summer though.
So again, at CTC, our academic year is from fall to fall. So we are considered a trailer school when it comes to financial aid. The student would want to complete when they, after they graduate from high school and start their journey here at CTC for the summer, they want to complete the 2024-25 FAFSA. So that's automatically we are awarding Pell. That time of year, often we don't have much state or institutional funds. If we do, then we certainly award them out. But definitely the opportunity is there for the Pell Grant.
I have one more thing about scholarships. So we do have some donors that have specific scholarships that they want awarded annually or throughout the year. So in those cases, those would be like for the fine arts, we do have a scholarship that the donor would like the award to happen whenever the student is needing it. So it could go into the fall, it could go into spring, and it could even go into summer. So that would be an exclusion to all of our other scholarship portals to be able to award that. And that is through KISD and CCISD through the Fine Arts Department itself. So those students will already receive those at the end of May. So they'll know going into it if they can take any time that they want to take coursework here, they are eligible to do that through their scholarships.
Okay. I think our time is over. We've hit the end, but what I'm gonna ask, I know there's probably a lot more questions. I think some of our panel would love to talk with you and address some other issues. I encourage you, because we're moving into a break. They'll sit here for a second. Please come get their cards or get our cards if you wanna ask more questions and maybe you didn't want to raise your hand. Please come up and talk to us because that's what we're here for. Dr. Garrett?
Okay, please don't run away. We've got an exciting last half of this. So if you could be back here, I'm looking at this clock at 10:05, and we're going to kick it back off with our CTE people at 10:05.
understand that. teaches them how to play alternative school. And she's an invitation from
Hi, Dr. Garrett.
Hi! Hear all at once. So that's good.
Okay. I love all this, the interaction, the discussion, and everybody trying to learn more. So thank y'all so much. Remember that there's business cards and other information over here on the table and some outside. And we're going to move right into learning about our CTE programs. And we've got a lot of our department chairs here. And so we're going to keep trudging along and getting through, but we're going to have you out of here hopefully early today. A few of them come and said, "Ooh, we're running ahead. Can I go longer?" I said, "No." So anyway, all right, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Reeves.
Thank you, Dr. Garrett. Good morning, I'm Les Ledger. was that close? Not anyways, okay. I'm representing Les Ledger. So. Howdy, folks. How y'all doing today? Yes. Good? Okay. All right, I'll do better. My name's Angela, my Texas Tang. I'm Angela Reese, and I am the online manager for the Business Administration Department. So thank y'all so much for being here and just taking time out of your day to be here with us and explore CTC. It is amazing to me to see how our relationships have built over the years and how we've continued to grow and work together. And it's just absolutely amazing the things that we have for our students now. So thank you for everything you do each and every day. I used to work with the dual credit program, so it's really exciting to get to see some of my old cronies from when I was over that department. So again, thank you for being here. So first up, we want to introduce you to Business Administration, Hospitality, Homeland Security, Paralegal, Real Estate, Accounting Technician, and Supply Chain Management. Yeah. I think I got it on there. I might have missed one. We'll see along the way. I don't know how to advance the slides, so I'm going to come up here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Can you still hear me? Okay. All right. I apologize for that. So those are all the programs, plus a few. Can you hear me? Testing? Okay. So some of our programs, when I said business administration, it also encompasses many other things to include our marketing program, supervision, management, and in fall of 25, we will also be introducing, partnered with our lovely computer science department, which I know that's not their official name, but we will be partnering to introduce a digital and social media marketing certificate and degree program. So we are very excited about that. That has been a few years in the making, and it is finally debuting this fall. So a couple things that we want to share with you guys. I'm sure you've probably already heard about our stackable degrees. Okay, so we have that too. So all of our programs allow our students to get a certificate, and then that stacks into that associate degree program. So we can get them out there, get them to work, and also help them to continue building upon their skills through the classes that they will continue taking. All of our programs are offered completely online unless you need a knife or a pan or something like that. So the culinary classes, you do have to come to class, and all of the others, we do have the opportunity for our students to succeed anywhere. So if they start while they're in high school, if they're early admissions, dual credit, or if they don't get started until after, we are here to support them even as they may transition to other locations, because we know that's a lot of our student population that is on the move. So I have a few slides that I do also have a few notes, because I am not the expert in all of these areas. I can talk all day about business and marketing, but I did have to, of course, ask Steph for a little help on her program. So she has 15 degrees, yes, that's correct, and also multiple certificate programs. So not only do students learn about baking, they can learn about retail hotel management, and also become a sous chef, a line worker, you name it, anything in the culinary and hospitality field, they are prepping our students to be successful in. So just one example there, and you will see this on all of the slides, so I won't read them to you, but you will see the average wages for this area. So if they choose to pack up and leave and go elsewhere, then of course that could change slightly. We also have accounting technician. So the one thing that our accounting folks say is that we always need accountants. No matter where we are, we need accountants, whether they are private or public. We even have multiple accountants here at CTC that help us to ensure that we keep the lights on, right? So we have great opportunities for our students in this field as well.
While this one is not a CPA prep program, it is for students that want to potentially get their certified managerial accounting designation, also work under a CPA in an office, or work not necessarily as the lead comptroller CPA, but somebody within the organization that they could assist there as well. So we also have office managers. Now that could include anything from here at CTC to out in the field somewhere or starting their own businesses. We have entrepreneurship degrees and certificates available for our students that are interested in this area. One thing that we really like to do is start talking to our students about, and I know y'all do as well, but about what they're truly interested in. We find so many times that our students get on a general business degree when the majority of the students we actually see really have a specialized interest. So we'd like to share that we do have those that want to start their own business and entrepreneurship. It's a certificate program. And the reason I always like to highlight this one is because I have my own business and I have a doctorate degree. And the path that I chose, even though I have that side business, it's still, let me rephrase that. Everything that I needed wasn't a part of that path because I took a different path thinking I was going to go in some type of financial planning and banking career, which I never ventured down, right? Life took me a different road. So we like to share with our students that we do have that ability for them to, in 1 year, have that certificate that will prepare them for truly starting their own business. And then if they want to continue on and go on to learning more about the management side of it, go deeper into it, because most of our entrepreneurs start off with just themselves, right? Might have a partner potentially, and then over time they start growing that business and need to dive deeper into the field. So we do have those opportunities for them as well. One that I don't have a slide for that is very popular at the college is real estate. We have a lot of people that are so interested in becoming realtors in the area. The biggest thing to keep in mind about this is that it is for the state of Texas. So each state has different requirements in order to become a licensed realtor in the field. So if you have a student that is staying in Texas, this is the perfect program for them. This is definitely one that we have online and in the classroom because we have learned that a lot of our students, there's a lot of legal requirements that you have to know as a real estate agent. And so a lot of our students really need that interaction with their instructors in the classroom. So again, we have classroom and we also have online for that as well. Logisticians. I am not the expert in this field, and one thing that my program coordinator pointed out to me was, yes, that is the median wage for Texas and the median wage for if they have an associate degree. But if our students continue on in the field and get their bachelor's or master's degree, they could be making upwards of $150,000 a year in the field of logistics. He also wanted me to stress that critical thinking skills are something that definitely are important in all of our programs, but he wanted me to stress the fact that in this program, it is something that they focus on in every single one of their classes. And our students in this program are really required to do a lot of video interaction with their instructor and also with their peers. So something neat that he has added to this that we are actually going to be working into other programs in the business department as well after his great information there. Paralegal, Dr. Silverblatt would like to know that our paralegal program here at Central Texas College is state of the art. Seriously, he wrote that. He said that it is important for all people to know about law. Specifically for our students though, even if they don't want to do paralegal, they want to become a lawyer, that this really is a great, excellent, top-notch pre-law program. So students that are interested in, again, pursuing law, this is something that they could take just to kind of get their feet wet to see if this is even something that they are interested in. And then it does lead to a path to become a lawyer as well. And then finally, our Homeland Security program. This is one that, of course, our students can do certificate degree, and even there's a lot of articulation agreements. People don't realize in this field, but for bachelor's and master's degree as well, to where our students can go into the FBI, they can be Border Patrol, they can work TSA. Of course, the higher levels they would need the additional education for, but this is absolutely a great starting point. Or for students that you know that are interested in going into the military, they're able to earn promotion points through this program as well. And also it's very applicable to their field. And then Dr. Clemens would be very upset with me if I did not also include this. But if you're if you are thinking, well, how do the students get practical application? Well, they come to Net Impact at Central Texas College. So whether they are in a business program, office technology, criminal justice, mathematics, whatever they are in, they can come and be a part of Net Impact. It is technically one of the clubs on campus. Don't tell Dr. Clemens I said that, but it is so much more than that. This is where our students are able to, again, everything that they're learning in the classroom, they're able to then demonstrate through working in the field, doing things in our community. They run the food bank here at Central Texas College in connection with the foundation. They also have a program to where they tell students not only locally, but across the nation about our national debt to make sure that people understand what we are faced with. And in fact, we won the Up to Us this year campaign. And number one, she always likes to point out that we beat out Notre Dame among many other four-year universities. So I believe there were 50 different colleges and universities a part of that program, and Central Texas College won. So if you have students that are really looking to be active and to have something meaningful, this is a great program for them as well. So thank you so much for your time today. And does anybody have any questions for me?
Hi, I would like to know, are you familiar with the dual credit program for KISD for culinary arts?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me the difference? I know it's an extension when the kids come in for those 2 years, and then they can continue on their studies to CCC, but I'm really interested in learning what the certification they receive, and like for entry level, are they actually able to go into if they want to go into culinary arts as a profession?
So I can tell you through the KISD and CCISD program, students can earn up to 39 college credits in the program. And I'm going to let Ms. Deal finish out to respond to the rest of those questions.
So they're working on a certificate of restaurant.
Sit down.
And,
It's a certificate of completion in restaurant management as well as a certificate of completion in baking. So they're both certificates of completion. And then there's also a Serve Safe certificate that they also receive. And then when they move on, of course, is the associate's degree.
Thank you. Anything else? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ed Molina. I'm the Department Chair of Aviation at CTC. And these are our students, by the way. They're not models, they're actually our students.
They look good though.
I know, right? Well, some fun facts, you know that CTC has been training pilots since 1967. Probably not, but we have been doing this for a while. We've been in the industry for many, many years. As an approved, or as an FAA-approved Part 141 flight school, we not only conduct real flight training, but we also do an associate's degree of flight science. So our students upon graduation become eligible for something called restricted ITP. So this allows them to reduce the typical eligibility minimums for the airline job to a lower number of flight hours to get them to that position a lot sooner. Okay? So I already put that in there. So typically, so that you understand, the pilots have to do a lot of flight training. So in this case, you have to achieve 1,500 hours to be eligible for that airline pilot job, but with a restricted ITP, it brings it down to 1,250. So our program is conveniently located at Skylark Airfield in Harker Heights, and this also allows us to do a pretty quick access to the practice area. So unlike other flight schools in busy airspaces, we can start doing maneuvers within 5 minutes, so that really increases how much they're getting out of that 1 hour of flight time or whenever they're training with the instructors. So since you already figured out this is not a traditional type of program, this requires the students to demonstrate skills before they can move on to different lessons, to the different stages. So although there is no specific entry requirement for the program itself, the required flight trainings do have a special selection process that occurs approximately 60 days before the semester starts. And the students have to turn in a couple of documents and that get reviewed by our academic or our program leadership team, and we then do the selection of the students who will be starting the flight training for that semester. So I'm not going to go through all the details. I was told that I have a little bit of time, but here is a checklist that the students will receive upon talking to us. We really try to guide them through every possible step that they have to, again, deal with, and including FA, documentation, CTC, and even financial aid, because this is quite an intricate type of entry, and we want to make sure that no one gets lost along the way. So again, this includes all that information. The easiest way to do this, if you have any student that might be interested about this, please reach out to us. I do the academic advising as well for them, so I can guide them through that process. So yes, we also own aircraft. We have aircraft for flight training, and this ranges from very basic to more complex. We have 5 Cessna 152s that we utilize for private pilot training. These are the newer acquired Falconer. They've probably seen in the news before, but these aircraft are used for commercial training. They're better equipped with more advanced instrumentation. We have 2 Piper Archers that are used for instrument training. 2 Piper Arrows for commercial training as well, for the more advanced portion of that course. And we also have a Cessna 310 for the multi-engine training. In addition to that, I don't have a picture here, but we have 2 full flight simulators. This is not the flight simulator you can get from Best Buy. These are actually more expensive than the airplanes themselves sometimes. But these simulators represent the aircraft that we utilize for instrument training, and we can practice certain situations that we wouldn't want to put the students in real life. I have a couple of scholarship opportunities. We actually keep up with this a little bit more on the website. This is just a little summarized version of this, but we try to provide the resources to the students and tell them what they can do to obtain additional financial support to be able to pay for the flight fees. Yes, it is not, I think, a secret that this is an expensive program, but there is definitely ways that we can make that work. And we work closely with a financial aid, with a VA, with AOPA, obviously with additional associations that can provide that additional support. We made some sort of pathways for the students to understand what they need to do to go from the point that they start the first semester all the way until they are eligible for the airlines. And yes, it is not a simple, quick 1 semester deal. It is a long journey, but we provide them with a really solid guide on how to get to that point. So on the left side of this screen, we see all the coursework that they have to do as part of the CTC Associate's Degree in Aviation Science. And on the right side, we provide the 2 additional certifications that they will have to get in order to, well, start building flight time, but also become employed in the industry, that eventually will lead them to get enough hours to apply for the airlines. On the right side, that's when they can start actually earning an income, and it's a progressive increase depending on what certificates they can get. So right now, the airlines the industry has changed so much. It's growing. A lot of people are retiring from the airlines, and that is causing a lot of movement within the industry in every possible sector. So there is a lot of hiring going on. And a lot of the students are getting really excited and motivated that they can do this, right? I have here the information about the department. So we're moving the department to the hangar. If you have anything that you have questions about, please, here's our address. Here's our email address as well. I can give you a tour, show you the facilities, talk about more of the details about this. If you want to have a group of students from your ISD to come in and look at the facilities, we can have a flight simulator. We can do a lot of things together. So here's my information. We are open Monday through Friday, essentially. Like this one is for the administrative side, but I work Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. So we are open doing that. On the weekends, we only do flying for the student solo flight. So you'll see airplanes around, but we're not in the office. Any questions?
Your program is so cool.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Good morning. Hello, my name is Maria Lewis. I am the department chair for the Child Development Programs. Our students have direct experience observing and working with children in a National Association for the Education of Young Children accredited centers. the Department of Defense Child Development Centers, or the University College Lab Schools, including our CTC Development Lab School. The lab school provides local college students with quality example and lab experience. The first program is the Associate of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Development. And with this degree, a student can look at these jobs. It can be a children's librarian, a director of either a Head Start center or a parenting coach, curriculum specialist, and author of children's books. The next associate degree offered in child development is the teacher education Associate of Arts and Teaching degree. It is designed for the students wishing to transfer to a senior institution within the state of Texas to pursue a teaching certification. The AAT curriculum is the foundation for multiple university-designed bachelor level degrees in Texas. Last year in 2024, Sydney Disham from Texas News Central Texas said, Texas schools battle teacher shortages. Wages for a first-year teacher for the Killeen Independent School District were at a high of $57,000. There were 60 to 80 positions still needing to be filled before and after school started. Here are some jobs that once you are certified with your teacher's certificate that they can go into. They can become a public school teacher, private school, or an academy. They can teach pre-kindergarten all the way up to high school. And also some specialty fields that they can go into are math, science, and special education. There are some memorandums of understanding that we have, and one of them is with Texas Tech University with a Bachelor of Science in Education with a specialization in ESL and special education. Or a student may want to attend West Texas State A&M University. We also have memorandums with the Child Development Department with Weldon University, Kansas University, Midwestern State University, South Texas College, and Sunny Empire State College. The next certificate is the Certificate of an Administrator's Credential. This certificate, that once it's completed, will still need 2 years at a child care facility so that you can own or operate as a child care center. This certificate is stackable towards an AAS child development degree. With this degree, a student can look into these jobs. And remember, a center director of a child development center with the certificate can only be licensed in the state of Texas. They can also be a site director of Boys and Girls Club, a YMCA site director, or the Head Start Center director. The next certificate is our Certificate in Child and Youth Service Professional Certificate. This was taken from www.army.com in August of 2024. At Youth, Child, and Services, we have the most important clients in the world, military families and their kids. A staff of 11,000 members, over 200,000 children globally. The last certificate is the Child Development Instructional Aid Teacher's Assistant. And this certificate is also stackable towards an AAS in child development. Their average salary is about $28,000. When completed, the student can work as a paraprofessional for public schools, private schools, child care facilities or academies, paraprofessional, pre-K, kindergarten, 5th grade. And also be specialized in special education higher school level. I have covered the Associate of Applied Science degree, the Teacher Education Association of Arts and Teaching degree, the Administrator's Credential Certificate, a Child and Youth Service Professional Certificate, and an Instructional Aid Teaching Assistant Certificate. Listed are the contacts for the department. If you would like to see some of the things that I've talked about, I also left some flyers on the table. I don't have my card, but there are flyers that Janine put together for us. Thank you for letting me share the Child Development Department programs with you today.
Okay. Woo, I'm so excited.
Information Technology and Systems Department. I'm so excited today because I want to be able to tell you about our programs and how we stack them all together and you get all kinds of stuff all the way through. Watch, let me show you. Pay attention now. Pay attention, it's gonna go quick. I ain't got but 10 minutes. Okay, so the one in the middle, the way we did our programs is the one in the middle, the IT fundamentals. Everybody can get that. You stay on our track, everybody can get the CC1. Guess what? You don't have to have TSI when you do CC1. So you come in there, you're undecided, not sure what you want to do, get on that path. You take that, you get your first certificate. We want completion, right? Ain't that what we want? Let me see. Ain't that what we want? All right, so we want completion. Okay, so we complete that one. Then a little bit later on, they go, I think I want to do something else. So after 2 semesters, you decide which path you want to take. So we have 4 paths. So they can decide after that which path they want to take. So the path that we have is, this one is Network Systems Administrator. So when you do that, you 1 semester, you get what? Another certificate. Come on, participate. Another certificate. So now we got 2. Completion. What are we trying to get? Participate. Completion. That's what we want. So now we have 2. You see what computer science does for you? We give you 2. Okay? So that's you gotta get excited about it because everybody uses computers. Everybody. Or you could be cyber defense. Y'all know that's the going thing. Everybody wants to be secure. Everybody wants to be secure. So you take that path. That semester, what do you get? A certificate. Okay? So now you can get another certificate. And you keep going a little further, you get an AAS in there. So we're so excited to just show these programs to you and what we have. And okay, so we have information technology. This one is kind of a basic one. You're really not sure what you want to do. You know you want to be in our field, but you're not really sure. So if you decide to take that one, you're not really on a path, but you're in there with us. Okay, so you get a certificate, you get that second one, remember? Yep. And then we get an AAS as you continue. So if you're in the ECHS program, we're offering something special. If we just could switch out 2 classes. 2. Y'all say 2. All right, we get 2 switched out. Guess what? They can get that Associates of Science and Information Technology. I like participation. Y'all like that? So just think about it. If we could do that, they could leave high school with a computer science degree that they can take on to the next level instead of just interdisciplinary studies, which is nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. But you know, computers is where it's at. Y'all know that. Oh wait, I messed up. Okay, so once they leave, they can also sit for some certs, some things like CompTIA things, all these things to get them ready for the world of computer science. Do y'all have any questions for me? Woo! I told y'all it was going quick. Okay, I'm all done.
I'm Dr. Lori Forsyth. I'm Assistant Chair, Department of Health Sciences. And we have lots of programs for you. And the first one is Associate Degree Nursing. And our students spend kind of about a year doing prerequisites, all of which can be done here at CTC. And that's one of the really neat things is that our science department, our other departments know exactly what our nursing students need in order to be successful in their programs. And then our vocational nursing That is now a 9-month program. So after the students do their prerequisites, in 9 months, they can take their licensure exam to be a licensed vocational nurse. On those first 2 degrees, the last segment of time that our students took their NCLEX, their licensure exam, we had a 100% first-time pass rate. The next area that we have is our paramedicine, where you can do the work to be a paramedic or an EMT. If you maybe don't want to work so much with the public, if you're a little bit more of an introvert, there's still a place in health sciences for you. We have our medical lab tech programs, we have our histology programs, and we also have a phlebotomy program. So if somebody isn't too sure maybe if they want to do nursing or not, but they want to go ahead and get their feet wet into working with the public, they can get their phlebotomy certificate so that they can start working in the healthcare system in that degree. Then we have our massage therapy program. Okay, this is one of our newer programs. And the students study not only how to do therapeutic massage, but also how to do medical massage as well.
We have, yes, we do. You can actually sign up.
Yes, yes. And they're very good. And then lastly, we have our human services department, and that covers kind of a myriad of different kind of counselors. Social work, chemical dependency, clinical healthcare worker, or community health worker, I'm sorry, and at-risk healthcare worker. The next program that we have coming up is respiratory therapy, which we had a big interest in from our clinical partners in the area, our hospitals. What our tentative dates are is that our first class will do their prerequisites in fall of 2025 and actually begin the respiratory therapy program in spring of 2026. Okay. As far as what can be accomplished in high school, we have EMT programs both in Florence ISD and Copperas Cove ISD right now. Phlebotomy can be done as a high school program, and also the community health worker. And just a few slides as far as some other things that our students can do in the community while they're here at CTC, whether or not it's working with the Special Olympics, whether or not it is blood drives, whether or not it's having community openings for people to come in to get massages from our massage therapy students. So a lot of different things that we like to offer the community as our students are on their way to a career in the field of health sciences. And just some contact information for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and go online there or email us at dhs@ctcd.edu. And thank you so much.
Any other questions so about healthcare?
It's in front of you. Are you looking for me? I thought you were waiting for a response to question.
We're starting to
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do a quick exercise, so if you will, just kind of scoot back from your table a bit. Don't need anything to write on, nothing, none of that. And so what I'd like you to do is, I'm gonna count to 3. And I just want you to stand up like you're excited, okay? Just stand up like that, okay, and then have a seat. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, great, have a seat. Now we're gonna do this one more time. But this time, when you stand up, I still want you to be really excited. And I want you to yell, hallelujah. Okay, all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And so let the record show that I had you all on your feet. Hallelujah. All right. I may put you to sleep, but you did. All right. you or to you 51 programs in under 3 months. I saw your face, Nadia. She was like, oh my God, no. That's why I had you on your feet at first. I'm going to go through really very quickly. So I am Melissa Gonzalez, the Department Chair of both Office Technology and Industrial Technology. We have several programs, lots of details, but I'm going to spare you most of them. I will say much of what you've heard already is true for us too. Our programs are stackable. That means you go from one certificate level to another until you're at the associate's degree. The other thing is we do offer our classes in multiple modalities, whether that's online, face-to-face, hybrid, so on and so forth. So you ready? I'm down to 2 minutes. In Office Technology, we have 4 programs. 3 of them are certificates. 1 is the associate's degree. Medical Office Technology, it is the same. 3 certificates and 1 associate's degree. We do have a coding and billing program. Pretend that number says 3. We have 2 certificates, 1 in billing, 1 in coding, and then the associate's degree in coding and billing. For industrial technology, our automotive program offers 6 certificates and 1 associate's degree. Our diesel program offers 7 certificates and 1 degree. We are happy to couple with and partner with everybody around campus to do what we do. Although it's CTE, it's everywhere, right? Just like man. Okay, good. Building trades we offer. Yay! So Marcelli is one of our students. Whenever she's not working, right? She's over there on break building things. Just a really funny story because I only have 30 seconds left. She says she's coming down the hall one day and she has this silver thing in her hand. And I said, oh my. I forget even what I thought it was. And she's like, no, this is an automotive part. I said, hey guys, I just oversee. There are program coordinators for this stuff. But we have programs for everybody and for all times. Our HVAC program, we offer 4 certificates and 1 degree. And then our graphics and printing program. There is one thing I really do want you guys to know about our graphics and printing program. We do have 6 certificates and 1 degree, but we are the only graphics and printing, I'll say that one last time, graphics and printing program in the state of Texas. That is so needed that we have partnered with other schools outside of our area because they want to do what we're doing, but they need a partner in higher education. And guess what? We're it. And it's a fabulous program.
The poster you got.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the coaster you got. So our students not only design this, but they printed it themselves. And you don't often find that you get both in one, but here, that's precisely what we do. So super excited about that. And as I promised, I am just about done after I tell you our welding program has 7 certificates and 1 degree. Anytime you're in the area, please do stop by. We love giving tours. We love showing the work that we do. Any questions?
So can you just mention a little bit about competency-based education and how it applies to your programs?
Yeah, absolutely. And so what Dr. Garrett is referring to is what we have long since called open entry self-paced. What that means is we allow students to begin any Monday the college is open, right? That's a big deal, especially for those who missed, right? They just missed registration by a week, but a week is enough that you can't get in. But with our programs, they absolutely positively get in. And because we are measuring competencies, those things that get our students into work. Listen, you tell me you got 2 people outside, one took a whole bunch of tests, and look, they're brilliant. everything in their life shows they are brilliant. They know everything about automotive. And then you have this other person who took those same tests and it didn't show that they were quite brilliant in that way. But then they put their hands on the stuff, and surely without to us, it seems like little thinking, they can tell you about anything. They can touch it and it's fixed. It's awesome. And somebody says, well, your car is fixed. My question is, which one did it? Right? Who did it? And so we are ensuring that students not only have the knowledge they need, but they have the skills, the competencies to get out there and do the work that keeps each and every one of us operating in our daily lives, right? So we're measuring by competency. And once students have mastered what they need to know in a given class, a given subject, then they move on to the next class. And so whereas a typical semester may be 16 weeks or even 8 weeks, right? If we break it up into 2, our students are moving through their program quite a bit faster, because after they're done with one class, they can immediately begin the very next one. And so it's unlike what you traditionally see when you think about an academic class. I do want to say one last thing. I would have been done, but Dr. Garrett asked me a question. Anything else, anybody? Awesome, thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry, this is a must. You have probably heard it, but I want to share it with you again now. We are hosting our very first National Signing Day. This day is to celebrate students who have made the choice to become a part of the skills trade industry, starting right here with us, studying in any of the CTE areas, including the ones you heard about earlier from our academic colleagues, robotics and agriculture and horticulture and all those great things. April the 15th, right here in this room from 5:30 till 7 o'clock. If you have students who are interested in any of our CTE programs, please go to the website or call me. You can call Ms. Deal. Whoever number you have, call it, and they'll get you to the right person so that we can get students on the CTC webpage to fill out the very brief registration form. It just asks for name, demographic information, and which program they're interested in going into. And just like we do for those athletes, and we set them down and we give them those hats. We're not quite sure about the budget for the hats, but go with me here. We get them in place, and we're gonna have them sign their commitment to CTC, but not just CTC, but to career technical trades. And we're so excited about that. So please pass the word along and give us a call. Please get your students excited. It is for everyone. Thank you. I'm finished for real, Scott.
We're celebrating St. Patty's Day, as we had mentioned. Yes, the green. Thank you.
That's my friend. He talks about me bad.
Okay, my name is Scott Lorenz. I'm the Department Chair of Protective Services. You guys probably know it as criminal justice. I promise you I will keep this interesting and short. So one thing I always notice is that since I became department chair, every time I speak or I'm asked to speak, I'm always the last one to go. I don't know why. I haven't figured out exactly why yet, but that's usually it. So here's our degree plans real quick. We have 2 associate AAS degrees, 1 criminal justice, 1 with a correction specialization, and 2 certificates. They are stackable like everything else. We also have a police academy, which is 850 hours long. We have 4 of those a year. We are putting together a jail and telecommunications academy right now. We're in negotiations with some sheriff's departments for that. So those are our plans that we have there. So just an idea of what you can make in these types of jobs. And keep in mind, for the jailer and the telecommunicator, at 18 years old, you can get those jobs. For a police officer, you have to be 21, but we have a lot of students that come through our academic classes, and they're in the same building as the police academy, and they end up getting into the police academy after that. So you can make good money like that, which, by the way, I am a graduate of the Central Texas College Police Academy in 1993. I'll tell you a little bit about that. So I had 4 people that I was roommates with, my brother and 2 other good friends. We all graduated Salado High School. I ended up getting my master's degree, worked for the Killeen Police Department, was a police officer for the United Nations, now I'm Department Chair of Criminal Justice. My brother went on to be a federal agent. He just retired. Again, graduated CTC Police Academy. My other roommate graduated CTC Police Academy, Russell Culver. He is now the resident agent in charge of DEA in Waco. Wow. My other roommate graduated CTC Police Academy. He is now the assistant chief of the Killeen Police Department. Wow. My other roommate, Dan Tister, graduated CTC Police Academy, is an FBI agent. All of that pathway comes directly from here. We can show you how to get there, right? We have a retired agent that teaches for us, retired Bell County officer that teaches for us, Cliff Osborne, retired from KPD, and we have both been police officers from the United Nations as well. And we wear many hats there, but we've got some really great personnel. We got a retired chief of police that teaches for us as well. But we can get you there on the pathway, I can promise you that. So these are all the departments that we are currently training. In other words, we are training police officers for all these different departments here. There's actually more, because our independents who go through the police academy, they get picked up by other departments that are not on this list, right? Most of our officers that are independent, our cadets that are independent, they get hired before the end of the academy. So we've already had 2 that are getting picked up by other agencies, even though they came as an independent. Just last night, there was a police department that comes in right at the end of the class, and they're headhunters. They're looking for applicants, and they go in there, give their presentation, and they'll end up hiring the officers that are independent, that are not already sponsored in there. 100% of our graduates pass the T-Cole state exam. 2024, we had 87 graduates. This year, we're going to get 120. Really big increase. So we've got 31 in our Alpha class right now. Bravo and Charlie, which that's how we designate the classes, they're already full and months away. So literally, there's a waiting list to get in our academies there. So Alpha has 32 students enrolled, starts in March. Bravo 30, Charlie has 18, but we've got several that are probably going to get on there, so it's going to fill up pretty quick. And then Delta, which starts around October. So I got lots of pictures here, so I'm not going to give you a bunch of numbers or anything like that. But these are some of the things that you learn in the academy, and they get some really good hands-on experience with that kind of stuff. So I have some trivia in here also. What agency is responsible for capturing fugitives?
The Marshals?
Anyone?
Is it the Marshals?
Marshals is correct. Okay. All right. Professional driving, we also do that here. There is KISD going through our police academy. A lot of the KISD police officers have gone through our police academy, especially since now they're hiring so many officers there. Who is more likely to be murdered?
A 20-year-old man?
So this is it's kind of counterintuitive, but I'll tell you this, I teach a lot of early college, high school students, and murder is their favorite subject. Once I introduce them to murder, they're hooked on it, and that's all they want to hear about. But we do talk about other things too, right? So, yeah, 20-year-old man, more likely to be murdered. There's the stats on it. Men are 4 more likely to be murdered than women. And there's the age. If you're a young person, you're more likely to be killed. A lot of people think, oh, if you're old and white, like me. All right, so we do crime scene investigation stuff through our academy. We do hands-on training, and all of this stuff is required by TCOL, but we do hands-on stuff with it as well. So they get out, actually take measurements, do things like that. What percentage of the U.S. population's DNA is on file with the FBI?
53.
You guys think that the government has all of your information, right? They know everything, they see everything. 7. Yeah, so this is why in certain cases, we've identified serial killers that are responsible for 10 or 12 deaths. We have the DNA, we connected the crimes together, but we don't know who did it because their DNA is not on file, right? So, right? Night fire training. 4 crimes were committed. Which crime is most likely to be solved?
Robbery.
Yeah, everybody says that, but no, it's murder.
Ah.
So, okay, think about this. If you're going to be killed, statistically speaking, you're going to be killed by somebody that you know. There's a connection between the suspect and the killer. With other crimes, you're probably not going to know who did it. There's not information on it. So murder is by far the most solvable crime there is. About 61% of all murders are solved. That's far above all the others out there. I think I've got the stats there for you. So we have some interesting stuff that goes on in our building up there. I will tell you what, just an anecdote from a few years ago. I'm teaching a class, Intro to Criminal Justice. Students are, listening to what I'm saying. Well, in walks this guy, cowboy hat, belt buckle, a gun on his side with a pearl handle, cowboy boots. He's a Texas Ranger. Walks into my classroom carrying a box. So at the time, I was doing digital forensics for a lot of police agencies around here. And so prosecutors would tell different officers to bring me phones to pull data off of. So he walks in with this box, and I've worked for him for many times before, but he's in my classroom because I told him I'd be teaching classes, so he just brought the evidence in there. And so I had to sign for the evidence, and I said, hey, while I'm signing for the evidence, talk to my class. He ended up talking to him for an hour. And of course, they wanted to know what's in the box. And he looked at me, I said, you can tell him what it's your case, right? And so he told him about the case. Now, he didn't tell him everything, but after that point, they were hooked. Because I had probably in that semester about 6 different times where somebody brought me a box of evidence. And they wanted to know what's in the box. And I always made the officers say, okay, while I'm signing for this, you've got to talk to the class, right? They love that kind of stuff. And it's really very interesting. So we have some cool stuff that goes on up that building there. Here's some more pictures here. Defensive tactics, arrest and control. Pressure points, if you're wondering what that is, he's not wiping his nose. What is not needed to convict someone of a crime? Not needed.
Motive. Motive.
So this one gets a lot of people too. Motive. And everybody said, if you watch every crime show, everybody wants to know the motive. What's the motive? What's the motive? But all you have to prove is act and intent. Because if we had to know why somebody killed somebody, then we could charge them with a crime, right? It helps us understand why somebody committed a crime. It helps the jury understand and convict. It helps us give us a lead on that kind of stuff. But it is not required. All right, patrol skills. Lots of driving that you do here, lots of vehicle stops, safety. We spend a lot of time teaching defensive tactics and shooting, but we also spend a lot of time teaching people to not use those things because most people, police officers will go through their entire career without firing their gun in the line of duty. A high percentage of them will go through. It's actually very rare, and a lot of people don't realize that. I'm getting the hook here, so I'll just cycle through. Last, why do serial murders go unsolved for so long?
I think they're evil genies.
Yeah. So I gave you the answer earlier, but yeah, it's because they're killing strangers. So they're probably the safest place to live is right next to a serial killer because they're not going to mess with you. So there goes somewhere else. How long after arrest does it take for a case to go to trial? Years. Yeah, it's years. More defensive tactics. What's the longest amount of time it can take police to unlock a locked iPhone?
Mom.
Yeah, I did a lot of this stuff in digital forensics, so yeah, it can take years. Once this is the last slide, so I'm done. So once I would get a phone in for the iPhone unlock, it was a very expensive tool. We're talking about stuff that cost $200,000. I would take it to an agency and they would load the software on there, and it has to stay plugged in. It goes on the shelf, and the software brute forces it, guesses the passcode, but it can only take so many guesses per minute because of security features. And so I've been called 3 years after I put a phone on the shelf and say, hey, your phone just popped, which means the password just cracked 3 years later. Right. So just FYI. Anyway, that's it for my presentation. Thank you very much.
You got a question?
I was just kind of curious about dealing with mental health disorders.
Yes.
I didn't hear anything about that in
So
training.
in the training, we have several different aspects of the training, several different units that cover that. CIT, crisis intervention training, is a huge block of training in there that we deal with on mental health issues. And it is one of the most challenging things to deal with for the entire society. But yeah, it is very challenging. And in that training, you go through practical exercises. One, which we teach officers, that because the guy's not responding to you, if we're not following your orders, doesn't mean he's not compliant. He may be listening to other voices while you're talking to him, right? And so we teach them that. So what we try to teach, or what we are mandated to teach, is how to avoid using force and things like that, and to understand. And the biggest thing that I teach them is, you've got all the time in the world. You're not in a hurry to make an arrest. You're not in a hurry to do that. So there's a huge block that we teach in there on crisis intervention training. And we actually have professionals that come in and talk to us about that too. In our jail academy, we have a prosecutor whose son is autistic, and she comes in with her son and gives a block on autism, right? Because you have people that are incarcerated that are autistic, and they've got special needs, they've got all kinds of issues. So yeah, we cover that extensively. Yes.
What about your students that don't want to be police officers but want to go into something on the investigative side?
Yeah, so that's what everybody wants. They want to do the investigative stuff, but they don't want to get out on the street and do. So there are things that you can do like that. You can be a crime scene tech, something like that, where you're not in the enforcement side. But you can also do stuff in the laboratory and things like that. But it's not like on CSI on TV where you're going to be wearing skinny jeans, designer sunglasses, and driving a fast car. You're going to have to take science and math and chemistry. Right? Or if you want, Mr. Lorenz, I want to do digital forensics like you do. Okay, then you got to go to Tracy's department and take computer stuff. And they're like, well, I don't like computer stuff. I'm like, okay, well, then you don't want to do forensics. Any other questions? Thank you, guys.
That's really good.
I was trying to jump in.
I just want to point out something. This person here, this wouldn't have happened without her. She put the whole thing together, and I did barely anything, honestly. She did the entire thing. So please give her another round. She's pulling something up for me that I just wanted to show you, but once she gets to our website, I wanted to show you. I'll do. Several times today, is this still on? Can y'all hear me? Several times today, it was mentioned about transfer to universities. And I wanted to take the ambiguity, or whatever you say, the mystic thing out of this. So if I go to, under students, this is our website, and I go to tools for transfer. It was mentioned the other day that nobody knows this exists. You go to tools for transfer, and you come down here, we have transfer agreements with universities. Now, this doesn't mean that these are the only ones that they can go to, but as you scroll down, you can see here's the Texas Public Institutions, and we have specific agreements where our courses are aligned with theirs and they can seamlessly transfer to these universities in Texas. Then we have Texas private institutions that they can seamlessly transfer. Again, that doesn't mean these are the only ones they'll transfer, but these are the ones that we currently have agreements with that are valid, up-to-date agreements. And then we have all of the out-of-state. So if they start with us, finish with us, move on from us, we have a path for them. So it's very easy to find. I just wanted to show you that we work hard to establish these so that the students that want to go to a university can still start with us and save a lot of money before they move on, before they go on to these schools. So again, it was very simple. Go to our webpage, students, tools for transfer. Talks about transferring, but right here, transfer agreements. And again, yes, ma'am.
Well, could you tell them who our top transfer partners are?
Our top transfer partners include obviously our partner up the street, Texas A&M. A lot of our students do go to Texas State. That's another big one. Sam Houston is a big one. They go there. A lot of them do go to UT. Sometimes they take another path before that, but they do get there. They go everywhere, but Sam Houston, Texas State, of course, TAMU CT, trying to think where else. We do have some going to Baylor, and Mary Hard Baylor, that's close by. We are really working hard with Texas Women's University to get additional articulation agreements, but they said right now, send them to us. Even if we don't have the agreement in place, we'll work to cover everything that they've taken. So people are these institutions are very, very, very anxious and want our students. So please, don't tell your students that you can start at CTC and then go to the university. So please do that. So any questions on that? Okay. I can't thank you enough for being here, giving us your time. And will you all please give a hand to all the department chairs that spent so much time preparing. This was an exceptional counselor's breakfast, and I hope that you've learned a lot. I hope you go back and tell the people that didn't show that they missed out. And I hope that you will take the time to do look on the website, look at some of the programs, get more details, call the people that presented. Their cards are there, their information is on the website. Call Gilda, call me, whoever, and we'll get you to the right place. We're here to help. We're here to help your students, our students, because we want them to be successful. We want them to complete. You all have a tough job. You guys, not only are you trying to get them to move on after they finish, but you're trying to get them to finish, right? You are trying to get them to complete a high school diploma, and then you're trying to get them to get either a job or move into college. We have similar goals. We want to get them to us, and we want to get them to complete with us so that they can go on and get exceptional jobs or transfer to university. So we're all partners in this. And so I want you to know that you can reach out for help from us. We're here for you. We want to come to your schools. We want to do everything we can to help your students be successful, complete your high school as well as complete a college degree. So again, thank you for being here. I can't thank you enough for your time and your energy. It's been a wonderful, wonderful breakfast. Thank you. Getting out early.
What's that?
I'm gonna grab a cup of food.
Well, I might grab a bit.